Hey there, I'm Luke. In today's episode, we're going to discuss private facility versus public schools when it comes to special education eligibility testing. Specifically, we will discuss the following 4 areas of eligibility testing. Number 1, the people involved in the testing process. Number 2, what each type of facility uses for eligibility testing. Number 3, the evaluation process for eligibility testing. And number 4, the cost of private versus public school eligibility testing. All of this and so much more on today's episode of Special Education Decoded. Before we dive in and talk about eligibility testing, I'm hoping you can help. On the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you will see a little logo with the word subscribe on that. Click it real quick. Thank you so much. Let's dive in and help shed some light on yet another confusing special education topic. Special education eligibility testing in private facilities versus public schools. Now, you as a parent may have noticed that your child is having difficulty with some things. It could be academic related, or struggling with social interactions, or maybe even some potential speech concerns. It may be time to pursue testing your child to see if an underlying issue is present. I know this topic is tough for many parents because it was for me. My wife kept saying we should get our son tested since he was delayed in most categories, but I was concerned about having a label placed on him. Now that's a discussion for a different video. In fact, we have one already discussing the pros and cons of labeling. If you're interested, go check it out. Anyway, once I moved past the label portion, I quickly realized I should have listened to my wife and taken this step much sooner. If you're struggling like I did, even taking the first step and getting your child tested, there are tons of reasons why you should deeply consider doing this sooner rather than later. So why would you want to get your child tested? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Your child can gain services specific to their needs. Their academic path becomes much more tailored toward them. Your child may receive specialized services outside of school, including things such as speech, occupational therapy, physical therapy, ABA. Getting tested now may help to catch the underlying issue early. When your child receives specialized assistance, this will most likely help lead to much improved self-confidence. And finally, you as their parent will know the underlying issue, which will make it much, much easier to help when you know the problem. Now, the list of reasons to get your child tested could take up the entire length of this video, but you get the idea. So once you choose to get your child tested, you will have some options. Today, we're going to cover 2 of those. Number 1, private facility, and number 2, public school. Let's start with the differences between the 2 eligibility testing options I just named. The people who are involved in the eligibility testing process in a private facility, you'll most often see medical doctors, pediatric neuropsychologists, speech, language pathologists, and clinical psychologists. In a public school, you will interact with special education teachers. They're experts in teaching. Educational specialists. Now these folks are experts in 504 plans and specialize in all areas of special education. There will most likely be an educational diagnostician. In simple terms, these are the people who test what a child knows and doesn't know. And finally, school psychologists. The second item we will cover is what's used for the eligibility test. In a private facility, they use DSM-5, which is Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the 5th edition. This manual is published by the American Psychiatric Association. It's the principal authority for psychiatric diagnosis. Most healthcare providers work off of the DSM classification. However, the diagnosis received may not be impacting your child academically. A private facility may diagnose disabilities that aren't included in IDEA, Individuals with Disability Education Act, or Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. Both diagnosis and disabilities are considered ongoing here. Regarding public school eligibility testing, they use conditions based on IDEA, or Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. They must be identified under one or more of the 13 disability categories. Now, this list includes specific learning disability, or SLD, other health impairment, autism spectrum disorder, ASD, emotional disturbance, speech or language impairment, visual impairment, including blindness, deafness, hearing impairment, deaf blindness, orthopedic impairment, intellectual disability, traumatic brain injury, and multiple disabilities. Also, the disability must impact children academically. And finally, in public schools, children are reassessed every 3 years. This redetermines eligibility. Next, let's discuss the eligibility testing evaluation process, starting with private facilities. Using this type of environment, a physical exam may take place, along with possible medical testing. In public schools, the process always involves classroom observation. The team will research overall academic experience. There are some similarities between the process that both private facilities and public schools use. This includes parent interviews, asking teachers for input, either in person or using a questionnaire, standardized testing, complete mental health screenings, and a review of the medical history for both the child and family. Lastly, let's discuss the cost of private versus public school eligibility testing. Now, for private eligibility testing, there are really two ways this process is paid for, either through an insurance company or out of pocket. For public school eligibility testing, the district provides the funding, so no cost to you. Now, there are some important things to note when discussing eligibility testing. Neither option guarantees your child will receive services. Also, private testing doesn't automatically qualify for a 504 plan. Your child will still need to be found eligible. The length of time for this entire process will vary substantially. As an example, most schools are allowed 65 days to complete the process, which includes testing, observations, data collection, and the review of information. Now, once all of that is complete, an eligibility meeting is scheduled. For private facilities, they may get everything completed much faster. However, the process may not be as in-depth as public schools. That wraps up our discussion about private facilities versus public schools when it comes to special education eligibility testing. If you're searching for one-on-one help and guidance for you or your child, take a look at the description. We offer both one-on-one tutoring specifically for children with special needs and in-depth IEP services to help you fight for the exact tools your child needs to reach their excellence. The best part? It's free to start. I truly hope this video helped you understand more about the two testing options, or at the very least opens up your mind to ask more questions for your child. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing to our channel. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see in a video topic or any additional questions at all related to this one, please either leave a comment or contact us directly using the information located in the video description. We love interacting with our incredible community and strive to help simplify the crazy world of special education. From all of us at specialedresource.com, thank you for watching this episode of Special Education Decoded. We'll catch you in the next video.